L1 a philosopher here. Lank. Let's talk about greatness. What makes something unique, special, one in a generation? I'm here to talk about My Hero Academia. With something to be labeled as greatness, a lot has to happen. It has to be a storm of unique things at one time. So the question is, does My Hero have an argument or a shot to be the GOAT, the greatest anime of all time? Even for me saying it, it seems hard to believe. I'm not even here to argue that it is. I'm here just to say, what does it have to do for it to have the conversation? Again, my name is L1 a philosopher. This channel is It's That Deep. Thank you for joining. Subscribe, show love, whatever you feel like you need to do it. I've been talking too long, so let's start the video. My Hero Academia. It's going to be a hard one. Now, I did one of these on Attack on Titan. It was very simple. That anime already landed out the groundwork. It did everything it needs to do. It just happens. The only thing it needs to do is just end. And don't try to, bring back a movie to change the ending. Just end. And you will be labeled. This path is harder. This, you have to do a couple what ifs. Because let's be fair. My Hero Academia went off the rails a bit. When you thought it would have or could have been changed. Sometimes they even created an arc that could have break their own logic and ideas. But the question here is, what does it have to do to be an argument? Now, I ain't gonna lie, I've been stressing over this one. I'm gonna do a lot of finagling to make the argument. So let me get some of my Popeye spinach. Let's get a little. I need a little motivation for this one, guys. So, what does My Hero has for the groundwork? Well, I do think it builds a good world. It's immersive. The idea of the quirks and how only certain people get them, majority of people, what the power is going to be and how can you use that for good or for evil. And even the origins of the powers with the one for all, all for one, whatever, the goofy stuff they said, right? Uniqueness though. I think it laid out the world in a unique way. I feel like you shouldn't be able to deny that. What a lot of issues have came from is some of the character work with some of the characters, but I think that doesn't matter. When it comes to the Naruto's, Dragon Ball Z's, we have a cast of characters that bring so much uniqueness in their personalities when you look at them separately. To the point you can focus a whole arc on them and you will be satisfied. And I think they have done this well with some of their characters. To seeing Deku go through what he go through and to see All Might want to know about his past and the Dekus and everybody. Icy Hot. Todoroki, right? How it's going to work. I think it's there. I think where they're going, based on with the manga, how they're planning on ending the show, I think it's the drop of the ball. Where they're going, you can't have the argument. But where I'm trying to take you, you can. So let's talk. What does My Hero Academia has to do? Well, I always said the show is not that unique with ideas. It kind of takes what works and then utilize it, right? Don't stop there. Keep going. There's two shows I need them to take from. Dragon Ball Z and Naruto, the godfathers of shonen. What I mean by that is, we need a time skip. A major one. We need for this show to end and a time skip to happen. Same thing as Dragon Ball into Dragon Ball Z, Naruto into Naruto Shippuden and whatever, Naruto, whatever you want to call it. But that's what it needs to do. It needs to raise the stakes inside the show. The best example is All Might could have died with his fight but one for all. That he should have gone how Jiraiya's gone. Now I can't bring this up with Dragon Ball Z because in Dragon Ball people did die. You have Yamcha who died, Krillin who died, and Master Roshi who died, and it broke his heart. Broke our heart. Whoever watched it, not in America, whoever watched it in Japan live, because we seen it years later after Dragon Ball Z. Sorry. If you watched it live, you felt hurt. Didn't know what you're going to do. Two, Dragon Ball, see, the problem with Dragon Ball Z, and I'm a big fan, it has the ultimate MacGuffin. The MacGuffin is in the title. Dragon Ball is a MacGuffin. To the point, you don't even have to say MacGuffin no more. When we watch movies, we're like, that's the Dragon Balls. That's what we call they just added the Dragon Balls in there because it could just undo everything you have done. It's a easy tool to rewrite any mistakes. So it was more borrowing from Naruto. When it comes to deaths, have to matter, and you have to have them. Don't give me a apprentice of All Might or a partner of All Might end up dying when you gave me a little bit of screen time. We didn't know Ball. He wasn't part of the clique. He wasn't a day one. But we could change that. Again, finish the show how you want to finish it. If they tweak the ending a bit in the anime, it didn't do a time skip and change the show. Dragon Ball Z was an action adventure that turned into a galaxy, a collectible battle royale. And it worked. It changed things. But this is what My Hero Academia has to do. That's a lot, guys. I think they have the hardest argument to reach a GOAT candidate that's in this new era of anime. Anything that's currently ongoing. I think Demon Slayer has a way stronger argument to end their program without doing a lot. But I think My Hero has to do a lot of re-ramping. Because I do think the foundation is there. They have a unique world. They have a main character that's cool. His backstory, trash juice. We can't, it's trash juice. I'm a hero who wants to be a hero. He don't have powers. I finally get powers and I'm not going to let you down, All Might. That's cool. But it could work. A lot of people could relate to that story. I mean, I didn't have it too hard, but here's something I want. I had passion on trying to get it. And now that I have it, I have to grab it and utilize it and become the best I can be. It can work. It can work. But you need to end this off and have a major time skip. And everything you do in that time skip have to be so epic, so great. The story is already a monologue. He's already the #1 hero. He's telling you how he got there. The story needs to catch up with him telling his story and what happens after that. Why is he telling us his story? Is he on his deathbed? Is this his last fight to save humanity? We need that. And if it somehow could pour that off, now it's going to take years, guys. Years. But if they can, in my opinion, that's the only way they could have a conversation of being the greatest of all time. I am L1, a philosopher. Link, thank you for the conversation. Thank you for joining. Hello, neighbor. How you doing? So I want you to sit back, thumbs up the video. I want to be that guy, thumbs it down. Comment if you can. A lot of people don't like to comment. Keep it real. I don't either, bro. So do what you want. Comment, do your thing. But man, next video, relax, listen, have a drink with your boy. Have a drink with the philosopher. And I catch y'all next video. Peace out. Dang, man, I've always been a big fan of Baka.